How are you?
Good,
okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
Saw a Lamborghini ride on there. Is that for you?
No. No.
So John try and get in it.
Which one? You saw the black one, or?
No, it was like orange and.
There are a few orange.
That's what I thought it was yours. But it's very flash.
No.
Okay, we're ready. We'll start with James from Sky Sports News.
Excuse the two mics here, Oliver. Let's start with Adam Walton. I have seen him around the training ground. He seems okay, but what's the update on his situation?
No, unfortunately he's not available, so he didn't train the whole week. So yeah, if everything goes right, I hope that on Monday, so after the Tottenham game, he can be reintegrated in at least partly into the training, and then on Wednesday when we start preparing for the final, I hope that he's in training with us, but he's the only one who can't play. All others are fit.
What would you put his chances down to making the final?
I think it's, for me, it's 90% that he can play, but always things can happen. But Sunday at Tottenham is too early.
If, for example, there was something on this game against Tottenham, became a very important match, would you choose to risk him?
No, there's too much pain. So if it's nothing about taking risk or not taking risk. It's just the pain is too much. So he can't. He has pain when he has to run, and its ligament is a little bit damaged, and and of course if he has to turn his foot, then the pain is just too much. So that's the reason. It's the only reason.
On Adam Walton, if all the reports in the papers seem to be correct, he has a lot of interest from a lot of clubs who are interested in bringing him in the summer. Some big figures being mentioned as well. How does he react to speculation about his future? What sort of lad is he? Will he take it on the chin, or could it distract him at all?
Oh, it doesn't look like so. We didn't talk about it. He didn't come and tell me that he wants to leave. So for me, and it's, I mentioned it, now is not the time to talk about individual of the future, about individuals or something. So now it's just being focused on our upcoming games, and this is what every single player. And now you can ask me about many other players, but there's so many rumors about it. It's everybody's focused, everybody's working hard. He's working hard in rehab that he can train with us next week, because he has to train, otherwise he can't play the final. So this is what he knows, and so my feeling is everybody's 100% with Crystal Palace, and this is also what we expect from every single one. So as soon as I could feel that the player is with his mindset somewhere else, so he has no chance to play anymore.
You spoke previously about momentum being really important going into certainly the semi-final, and the same again for the final. Obviously winless in the last 5, but first of all, how pleased you've been with the performances, particularly Arsenal and Nottingham Forest on Monday, and also how important is it on Sunday to try and actually get over the line, turn those performances into a victory with a must-win final on the horizon next week?
Well, it's not how we think about a must-win or something. It's now being best prepared, and it's the next game, and then we want to show the best performance that we can show. And let's say it's a little bit more or less the same situation for both teams. So first of all, congratulations to Ange and Tottenham for achieving the Europa League final, a huge achievement. And with this game and our final on Saturday, they have this game, I think, one more in between, and then their final on Wednesday. And I think he expects the same from his players, that they now need every single training, every single game to be in the best shape that they can be for the final. And this is the same approach that we have. And this is what the players show me every day in training. So that we don't talk about the final. So it's really what we want, how we want to play at Tottenham, what we need to do, that we have a chance to win there, and then this is the only thoughts around. And then from Monday we start preparing for Man City.
Do you see it as a big advantage, because from the outside, the fact they played last night, only a couple of days to prepare for this game, and you've had pretty much the whole week, does that give your side an advantage mentally as well?
No, I don't think so. We had this. It was, I think, the semi-final against Villa was our 5th game in 2 weeks, and they had 1 more day to rest, and it was no disadvantage for us. And it's, you know, when it's, all these players can deal with the situation, especially with the having such a huge success here. When you win and go to a final, it's you are full of confidence, and so I think it doesn't influence the game on Sunday.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Liv?
Good seeing you again. Hope you're well. If anyone would have told you beginning of the season that you'll be where you are now, you know, middle of May, very good league position, a game away from lifting a trophy, was that something part of your vision, the club's vision?
You know, I never think, and as I mentioned this so often, when it's September, October, I never think what will be in May, because I don't know, and then it's possible to lose the focus, you know, what we have to do, and we had a lot to do after our tricky start, and so I always believe in, at the end of the season you get what you deserve. And I think we deserve the final now because of our great performances in the FA Cup. I think we deserve the position in the league. It's, let's say, the position in this league is just average for Crystal Palace, to be honest. It's 12th, so it's, yes, the amount of points is good. And we want to go for the highest amount of points in Crystal Palace history, and this is, now we have the chance, but therefore it's not just be ready in May or be ready in September. It's, you have to be ready for over 8 or 9 months, and we were not really ready at the beginning of the season because of a few things that happened or influenced our preseason, and from then I think it's we deserve position 12. We deserve the 46 points. No one gave us one as a gift, so I can't remember. Maybe there is one in my office now, and the same was in the Carabao. So I think everything we are now, every team, so let's say when we talk about Tottenham, I think they deserve playing the Europa League final, the same as Man United. No, there's a lot of talks about it, because about their performances in the Premier League, but they deserve to play the final, because I think this was the 16th game in Europe, and they were the best, one of the 2 best teams there, and it's the same with us. So everybody is there where he has to be, and for us it's the same.
There is a lot of excitement now at Palace ahead of the trip to Wembley, you know, the fans, the players, member of staff. How do you manage those expectations and the emotions as well? Because before that final, you've got a big London derby this weekend away from home.
It's not so difficult here, you know, in our at our training ground, because we work day by day. We talk about on the pitch. We have our meetings when we prepare for the next game, and it's just business as usual. Yeah, maybe of course there's a little bit more to do with the media, with interviews for the players, for myself, but that's, you know, you can see this as a stress or something, but I think it's the best we can have. So we want to play the final. We want to have this positive stress. There's a lot of positive energy we can get from it, and this is what we can show at Tottenham. And again, the better our performance is at Tottenham, the better will be our confidence for the final. So it's always that the performance influences the next game a little bit, not just the result, because we are not really delighted with our result against Nottingham, but I think the performance, and especially the last 20-25 minutes with a lot of pressure, creating many chances, the performance gives us, sort of gave us confidence for the Tottenham game, and this performance will influence the confidence and the belief for the final.
You know how tough it is to win the Europa League. You did it with Frankfurt a few years ago. How much respect and sympathy do you have for Ange for taking Spurs to their first European final after a few years, especially with all the injuries they had, and domestically it hasn't been easy for them?
Yeah, huge respect for every single manager, for every single player. It's you know, and Tottenham did many injuries, did many games to play, and I think they had many, let's say many shitstorm to overcome, and it's part of our job, you know. And but at the end, it's I really have a huge appreciation for Ange, how he dealt with the situation, because I know it's not so easy to always then to stay calm, because you know what happens day by day at the training ground with your players. When you miss 7, 8, 9, 10 starters in a season, and and you try to find the reason, but usually it's not this one reason, because then everybody would solve it, and there are many circumstances, whatever. I don't know why it was, but now it looks like many are fit again, but then I think Madison got injured and will be out for the rest of the season. So, and then I think we spoke about it at the start of the season, with when England went to the Euro finals. It was a very short break for many international players, and I think it's just this is what the price many players have to pay, is because they just don't have time for rest, just don't have time for recovery. Fortunately, let's say for us, and for the teams who don't play the Club World Cup, there is now a summer where many players get their well-deserved rest, their recovery time, their vacation, their holidays, and hopefully this is a very positive influence on the injuries, or on less injuries next season.
We have a Europa League final with two English sides that obviously their league position is not where they were hoping to be. But still, they did really well in Europe. Do you think that's another evidence of how strong the Premier League is becoming, and how the gap between the Premier League and other strong European leagues, the gap is increasing?
Yes, and it's just one more evidence. And I think West Ham won the Conference League 1 year, 2 years ago. When we were winning with Frankfurt, we had in the semi-final West Ham. So they played the Europa League semi-final, then they won it. Now you have two teams in the final of the Europa League. You have one team in the Conference League final. You had Arsenal very close, and really had fantastic performance of Arsenal against PSG, close to reach the Champions League final. Yes, it's just one more evidence how good the Premier League is. But on the other side, I think it's not that somebody needs this evidence. Everybody knows it. When you watch the games, when you see how many great players are playing in the Premier League, and how big the clubs are. So I think it's just what it has to be, as a Premier League club, that you are also one of the top clubs in Europe.
Thanks a lot. That's the end of the broadcast section. Thank you, guys.